With the IBU World Championships still in the eyes and the hearts of the fans and athletes alike, the BMW IBU World Cup Tour flew to Oslo Holmenkollen for the final chapter of an electrifying season. With so much at stakes in the women's field, the sprint of Thursday had 5 contenders at start for the discipline globe, 4 of them still battling for the overall. World champion and red bib Anastasia Kuzmina started with a miss in the prone, but she kept her cool to clear the standing, and by outskiing the rest of the field, she took the win and the sprint globe with it. The Slovak topped a podium that saw the return to the top of Franziska Preuss and Paulina Fialkova, who had been looking for some form after a challenging second half of the season. With Marte Olsbu Reuseland and Dorothea Virar missing once and closing 6th and 11th, the game for the overall stayed open, even though Lisa Vitozzi suffered one of the hardest days of the season, finishing outside the top 60 with 5 misses. The young Italian lost at once the chances for the sprint and the pursuit globes, but not yet for the big one. On the day she was awarded the trophy for the individual. Under completely different weather conditions, the men's sprint was once again the hunting ground of Johannes Thingnes Boe. In spite of one misunderstanding, his skiing progression brought him to a great final loop, which meant the 14th win of his season, the 7th on the format that crowned him world champion and season's best.
Johannes Thingnes Boe!
With wind and fog making things complicated in the range, the clean shooting of Lucas Hoffa and Quentin Fillon-Maillet was key to their performances, which saw them closing half a minute behind the yellow and red bib, but nonetheless in the top 3. Even though there were no changes in either lead, the 2 Saturdays pursued were nonetheless spectacular. Anastasia Kuzmina crowned a career dream and shot the perfect 20 out of 20 for the first time to take a solo win, which also meant her chances for the overall globe were still alive with 1 competition to go. A big fight behind her saw world champion Denise Herrmann prevailing over Anna Öberg, with Dorothea Virar seizing the discipline globe despite 4 misses and a 12th place at the finish. Not much later, Johannes Thingnes Boe tried to emulate the Slovak, but in a windy range, shooting clean was not meant to be for the Norwegian. Despite the 3 misses, he still fled to an undisputed win, the 15th of the season, breaking the record of Morten Foucault and Magdalena Forsberg. He could celebrate at the finish line with his brother Tarjei, who finished in the runner-up spot, just ahead of Ann Pfeiffer and Felix Leitner. Those 2 battled on the last loop after the young Austrian had been the only man capable of shooting clean on the day. But even if the German closed in 3rd, this was a career best for the 22-year-old. The final day of the season did not go down without strong emotions. Under a grey sky, the women's overall was to be decided in a battle among 3, just like for the must-starts one. Dorothea Virar seemed close to the triumph in the former when after the first prone she went clean, while both Kuzmina and Vitozzi hit the penalty loop, but the yellow bib admittedly got nervous and missed 3 times in the second range. With Öberg and Paulina Fialkova leading at the last range, the fight for the discipline globe was a gone affair for the Italian, who however managed to secure the overall by closing just behind her direct opponents. Hanna Öberg took the win at the end of a thrilling last loop, containing the attacks of Tiril Ekhoff, securing a first ever discipline globe, while Claire Egan could wrap up her season with a maiden podium placement. Not much later, Johannes Thingnes Boe put the exclamation mark to his stellar season with a perfect performance at the range. Fast fire, no misses, and his usual ski speed gave him the win and a hat-trick to seal his record-like season in front of his home crowd. While Germany could celebrate Pfeiffer and Benedikt Doll, who completed the podium. For the World Cup winner, the success of the day meant also a hat-trick of globes, as he left the 2018-19 season having topped all ranking tables, both individually and with the team. The tour now goes on a break, but before you can think of, trainings will start again for more emotions, challenges and great biathlon to resume next winter.